I don't want to disconnect it. Oh, I just turn it around like that, like a dummy. Brilliant. I figured it out. That's not good. I don't like that though. That's okay. Like this. See. Move it back ever so slightly. Center. No. This thing. Boom. And the cat is in place. Probably the most important thing. Pin. Unmute. She knows. She does. Is it time to do work, Siri? It's time. Well, I keep on adjusting the computer. Like the computer is the thing, and it's not. It's my phone. Okay. Here we are. Blocks. But what if I needed to use this one spot? Okay. Hello. Who do we have? We have a few people. Does anybody have any requests? I will see them pop up on the screen. If you do, can you get your brother?
There was a crazy chest compression stretch that you did once where we like pressed the pecs. I don't know, but that's not hammies.
No, but that's a very important one. I just did it and I know that I will probably need it again because I just did a bunch of arm balances. Okay, so we can do both of those things. We haven't done, well, we did do it a little while ago, so it'll be good to circle back. Some people will then recognize it. Okay, so how can we, let's do this then. Let's go seated first, and then we'll make our way on to the ground laying down, and then we'll go from there to the flat face down. Okay, so we're starting really, let's go any comfortable seat. We've covered that in other classes. Cross-legged is fine. Gobblety situation is fine. Legs spread in front of you is fine. Kneeling also fine. I'm just gonna be cross-legged. All right, hands somewhere where you can kind of push and pull for some leverage. And we're gonna round back, round the whole spine like a seated cat pose, and then pull forward and lift up, seated cow, and work the spine forward and backward gently. All right, gentle twist, and instead of keeping it for a couple breaths, we're gonna move it with the breath. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. And keep it rolling like that. Okay. Let's go one leg out, Janu. Block or blocks to create a straight spine, supported straight spine today. So you also can use a strap to accomplish this. One leg long, lasso the foot, keep the spine long. If you can do that by using the muscles in your abs and your hip flexors, you could do that once you get the spine sort of long. You drop your head down and so that your ears are in line with your shoulders. Part of getting the hamstrings to release is making sure that the low back is released, because they kind of all feed into each other in the posterior chain. And also any discomfort through the lateral component of your legs that connect into the hamstrings with the sciatic nerve. All that starts in the low back, so you have to breathe into the low back too. So if you're feeling this in your low back as well as in your hamstrings, the one feeds into the other and vice versa, and it's a nice copacetic situation with the stretching there. All right, come on up and switch to the other leg. Long leg, long spine. I know I've said on occasion, many occasions, that you can do it with a bend and support underneath the leg. And that is true here. If you really cannot get the leg straight and you need a little something underneath to support, but then you still want to go with a straight spine. And the spine is straight, and when you get that to kind of its limit, drop your ears down in line with your shoulders and let gravity take a hold of your torso and pull you down deeper. All right, come on up. Take your two legs out in front of you. Okay, and then you would be in the least convenient place. Go ahead and put your hands behind you and rip the mat apart a little bit and open up the line. So I'm at an angle between my torso and my legs, but it's an obtuse angle. So it's wider than 90 degrees. And from here, I'm gonna push down, pointed, flointed, or flexed, it doesn't matter, but the heel, I'm gonna push it down on purpose so that that leg is active. And then we use the activity of my left leg to then lift my right leg up, and the quad turns on and the hip flexors turn on. What's important about that is what's called reciprocal inhibition. So go ahead and switch and do the other side. Okay, so when the front of the leg turns on, the back of the leg is able to actually turn off. You're going to do that a couple more times. And the other thing that this is doing is it's what's called in the biz right? Compression strength, or being able to utilize that hip flexion and core strength, the core strength that relates to that hip flexion to do big things with it, right? And so that could be handstands, that could be arm balances, but realistically speaking, you're not going to get as far forward as you want to be in your forward fold. And my definition of you want to be is you feel comfortable in your hamstrings, you feel like your hamstrings are released, you feel like your hamstring mobility is increasing. Like, you're not going to get those things until you understand how to leverage the activation in the core leg muscle systems together, as is referred to as compression. You're not going to get that release of the hammies until you know how to use your compression strength. Okay, so again, this time you'll lean forward over your legs as best as possible. You can always do a couple more from open if you need to. But if you can, you'll be a little far forward, and then you'll lift a leg. You'll get a massive Charlie horse. And you'll put it down, and then you'll do the other leg. If you want really defined quads, this is a great tool also to have in your toolbox. Maybe do, instead of doing the absolute most, do like 90% so you don't get an irreparable Charlie horse in the process. Okay. Release. Cirilla, Fiona, Rhiannon, thank you. Get your tail down here. So now you're gonna lean forward and you're gonna turn your legs on the same, but you're not gonna lift them up, you're just gonna press them down into the ground. You're gonna squeeze them together, and then you're gonna put your hands wherever they go, long. And then you'll drop your ears down in line with your shoulders, and you'll let gravity take a hold of your spine and take you down more. But you're gonna keep your legs that active. The top of your legs are gonna be that active the whole time you're going down. The whole back of your body will relax though. All right, come on up. Now we'll do another like little core leg strengthening thing that is another sort of demonstration of compression, but from your back. If you have your strappy object, you might want to take it with you. Yeah, in theory, you need your blocks at this point in time. And you're gonna lay yourself down on your back. And then you can keep one leg planted with the knee up, and your other leg will go straight up, wherever you can have it, right? Long, it doesn't matter if it's perfectly vertical or even at an acute angle in relation to your body, as long as it's nice and long. And then, for now, okay? And then you can I just want you to get it long, and then we'll look and say, okay, obtuse angle, 90-degree angle, acute angle. If you cannot, with the leg long, achieve an acute angle, then you may bend your knee a little bit so that the thigh and from the knee down is at an acute angle in relation to your chest. From there, you'll take your hand behind your hamstring and pull it in more. And if you can get that with a straight leg, then you'll hold up the calf, straight arms, and let the weight of your upper body arms pull the leg in more. And we're just gonna hold it passive for some breaths here. So while you're here, you can roll your ankle around, examine in the calves and in the tibialis and peroneus and all of those muscles. Okay, maybe it's opened up a little bit, maybe it hasn't. Doesn't super duper matter. The thing that we're seeing here is that there's a limit, right? There's a limit that you can get to without your arms. There's a limit that you can get to with your arms, right? This is your active. Sans arms is your active. With arms, you're taking it into some passive range of motion. But what is not being leveraged here is all of this down on the ground. Your body is just sort of hanging out, dead weight on the ground. So what we're gonna do is you're going to use your body and pull your body up with a big old crunch and bring your body much closer to begin with. Even if you have that bend to begin with, you're holding here, still bring your body up to your leg, straight leg, bring your body up to your leg. If you can get your head on your leg, even better. If you can get a couple of inches away between your head and your leg, chances are your leg will relax even more toward your face, and then you hang out there. You have to use your abs to do it, but look at how much further my leg is. And if I take a deep breath in and exhale and start to lay my body back down, my leg goes with me and it's way further forward than it was before. And I can repeat that process several times until the leg is all the way in at my face. So let's switch it and do the other side. It's just another illustration of compression. Before, you were using your leg strength to lift your legs to your body. Just there, you used your torso strength to take your torso towards your leg. And when you're like doing a forward fold for real, you really have to be able to do both. Okay, other leg. It goes up. You examine the angle without the hands. Where is the angle? Okay, maybe then you add the hands to a straight leg. Maybe you add the hands to a bent leg. They are both equally good because it's about the thigh in relation to the chest. What is happening from the knee up to the toes is gravy, not needed to begin the process, needed only to finish the process. Okay, take a breath in, and then on your exhale, you round up like a crunch. Walk your hands up your leg more, maybe, if it's a straight leg. Oh, I don't have my leg planted here. If this leg is planted, like I told you to do initially, you're also pushing into this foot to help you, the planted foot. Okay, and now we release. Take your feet out mat width distance and windshield wiper your knees a little side to side. I'm so tired. Tomorrow's gonna be real crazy. I was looking at one of my yoga besties, and she went vegan and stopped drinking, and she's been doing like really, really, really hard yoga for a while, and she got like super duper ripped. She's also dating an MMA like pro fighter, and I think that also might have something to do with it. But all of this is to say that I was like, I think also that's just yoga, like doing really hard yoga, and it's been a while since I've done like all the really hard yoga, and then I did the really hard yoga today, and I'm sure that it's the really hard yoga that did it. Okay, come on up. And onto your belly. And before I go all the way down, this is where we're going to take the arm across, and then you're gonna lay down on that arm with it all the way threaded underneath you, and then you just put your whole chest on it and relax and then this other free arm over here goes down by your side. Or if you want to double it up for more compression, both arms cross in the front of you, like so. And then you lay your whole weight of your chest up and over your legs. And breathe. Okay. Switch out your arms. Okay, release. Prop yourself up on your right elbow. I'm gonna go to the side. Prop up. Put your left hand back, like you're gonna do a cobra pose. bend your left knee and actually squeeze your heel into your butt. Reach back and grab your outer ankle and just take a second, and maybe that's a quad stretch. Maybe you come up higher and get into the shoulder. You can drop your head down and find different positions for your head to get more into the trapezius, neck, and back of the shoulder muscles. Switch to the other arm. Bend your other knee. Catch the ankle. Grab and pull the heel in more if you want more quad. Kick into it if you want more shoulder. Let your head explore a different range of motion to get into your neck and your shoulders. You can lower your chest down. You can repeat both sides individually, or grab your left ankle again. You can stay down, squeeze your butt, push the front of your hips into the ground, and get your quads stretching. You can roll your shoulders on your back and kick into your feet and come on up more for shoulders. You can come up really high for your back. I don't want to do back, I either want to do quads or focus on the shoulders, so I'm not going to come up super duper high, but do what feels good. Okay, slowly release. Legs long, make a little pillow, stack one wrist. If you'll notice, right when you bend your wrist and then you put your finger there, there's like this wrist crease area. In the wrist crease, there's your wrist bone, and then there's like a little divot behind, to the inside of your wrist bone. So you stack the two wrist creases up, and then you rest your forehead in that sort of concavity at the base of the back of your hand at the wrist crease. But it only works if your two wrist creases are stacked up. Otherwise, it'll be, the weight of your head won't rest right on your bones. It's got to be in that concavity, and the two concavities have to be stacked. Go ahead and sit yourself up. Child's pose. Take a moment there. And then come on up to a comfortable kneel or to a seat. We'll close out with a cleansing breath. Exhale your old air out slowly. Breathe in through your nose, hold it in at the top. Open up. Thank you, thank you. See you in the den.